Oh,
But
okay. But it's for the Patreon, so not everybody will be able to see.
exactly. Welcome to another episode of Gaming for the Culture. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Janae Benet. And of course, we have another wonderful guest because what would the show be without the amazing people in the gaming industry? If you don't know, Gaming for the Culture talks to people in the industry to get behind the scenes. So we're not like, oh my gosh, like look at this thing that happened in gaming and it's like a new game. Like we talk about all things that are for the culture. So what's happening in the industry. If a game is pushing the culture forward, then we also talk about that as well. Also, if you want to be a part of the live streams, a part of the podcast, and ask our guests questions, please sign up for the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Janae Benet, and you get to ask questions during the live stream. And you also get to hear the podcast first before it gets published because we don't do these in order. Yeah, they come up as they come up, and then it is what it is. Without further ado, today's guest is Lady Infamous. Lady Infamous, tell the people about yourself.
Let me see. I am Maria Ramos. Everybody calls me Lady or Lady Infamous. 415. You can take the numbers out if you like. And I am founder, co-creator, and co-host of Grown Women Gaming Podcast, the best thing on a Saturday. Period.
Her.
And I, I love to stream. I love video games. I love the gaming culture as a whole. And we have been doing this for me and Delilah, we fight about this all the time. When she say 5, I say 6, 7. So I'm gonna put in the middle, and I'm gonna say almost 6 years. So
Nice. So, 6 years, man. Okay, out of those six, how long have we known each other? Because I don't know. It has to be at least four, right?
before COVID, before
Before
COVID,
COVID. Okay,
yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, that's why I'm like,
That's
I
what I
know COVID hit 2020, and so it has to
it,
be.
it before COVID we met. We met.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we actually never met because I missed you when I was at GDC. I was at
I
GDC 2023, and I was like, I really want to go to the Xbox event, but I had to do interviews for the documentary. And then I saw
oh
your
really?
picture, and I was like, You're here. And you're like, Yeah, but I got to get going. And I was like, Oh my gosh.
Look. I was working that day.
Mm
And I work in the coffee business. So um when conventions come into town, that's what they need me the most. And I just did not go that year. So but I might do it next year. I might go next year if those tickets are not too expensive because I did look and
hmm.
I
Mm
was like,
hmm.
oh my God.
They are. They are, and GDC is not it's not one of those conventions where you could just show up with like little to no money because you're in San Fran. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're in San Francisco, you're gonna need, and I don't have to tell you, you're gonna
Mm,
need money to eat if you want to get around, depending on like where you're at. Like GDC requires like mad money.
yeah, especially if you're in that area, the Moscone Center, that area, they're gonna jack up the prices. The quality's gonna be like mid. So I'm gonna be like, if you riding with me, if you rolling with me in the convention, we going away from downtown. We're
Yeah.
going away from the touristy spots, and I'll show you guys the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand it's expensive, and the city got to make their money and stuff, but this ain't my first rodeo as far as conventions is concerned. I'm going to learn how to cut corners and save costs because that's important, even if I am in my own city.
I agree with you, because I think if you're not watching what you're spending during a convention, during GDC, during like any, convention, gaming, industry wise, anything, you're going to look
Hmm.
up and spend like 500 and it's been like 2 days. And that's it. That doesn't feel good when you leave. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
GDC, I think, is also at the end of March. Baby, that rent, April rent is due. April rent, April mortgage, that insurance, like
Everything, all the
light
bills are
bill
like
due, baby shark doo 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 doo, Scooby Doo. Like,
it's like the bills in the beginning are light, but the bills towards the end of the month is heavy. So you really got to
hmm.
plan to go to these conventions because I'm like, when people tell me, "Am I going to a convention?" Let me know now
Yeah.
so I can be able to save up and be able to have a nice little budget. Don't ask me to go to no convention like a week or
Yeah,
2 weeks
that's
prior
not
to
fair.
going because I'm not going.
Yeah, because I would have made the necessary sacrifices to go. You
Yes,
know,
because
I would have been like,
I
okay, well, let me not do the most like this day. Like,
yeah,
let me.
let me not buy these shoes. Let me not
Hmm.
get that special thing I always get every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Just to make sure I can be able to have a budget because it's one thing to go to a convention with a budget, it's okay. But you going with no money, unless you got some cool people who gonna cover for you, I strongly not advise you not to do that. It's the worst feeling in the world to not have no money and be able to go somewhere where you want to go.
It really is. And we are too old to be doing that. We either
I'm
have
too
to
old for
sit
that.
home or we have the money. I don't think I think you get to a point where you're like, I don't want to be that type of stress. Like if you don't mind, you don't mind. Right? Like it doesn't matter how old you are. If you don't mind, you don't mind. If you know your limit, you know your limit. And you're like, okay, well I'm literally just going out here to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember when I got a press badge for E3, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it, but I'm gonna go. Like literally, I'm sitting, I'm in my head like, okay, maybe if I just like, because you know I've been to like fighting game tournaments and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, maybe if I just like sleep in like the hotel lobby or like the convention lobby, like they won't notice. Like it's really only a couple of hours. Like you know, like let me do this, let me do that, and then my friend was like, girl, here's some money for a hotel. And I was like, what? And she was like, yes, absolutely. I know, like, this is a big deal. And because it was that big of a deal, I also was like, 24 maybe 25 maybe, you know, like okay, well, you know, it's just a couple nights to go to E3 to get this to do that, because you know anytime you go to a convention you're like, oh my gosh, this is life changing, oh my gosh, this is so life changing, like I'm gonna
It is.
go and I'm gonna do this, and you know all of a sudden you're in the mall trying to get picked up by next top model. Like that's how it feels going to
Yeah.
these conventions.
I feel the I feel the struggle. When I first went to my first convention as a like gamer, I was sleeping in El Boogie's living room because
Hmm.
I didn't have enough money to actually get a hotel. You know what I'm saying? But just for her to like open up her house to
Yeah,
me for
yeah.
someone that she just generally met, which is very trustworthy of her, and I appreciate her for that. I'll never forget it. Um, that first experience was great, and the more conventions you go to, the more money savvy you'll be. And at times I couldn't get the most expensive anything. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I had to. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would sleep on people's couches. My hotel will be like 30 minutes away from the convention center, but it will be like the cheapest Airbnb. Things like that, just to be
Hmm.
able to cut corners and have that experience. Oh, you know more when you go more.
Hmm.
Um, my most recent convention when I got media passes for PAX East,
Ooh.
um, I told myself I had money, I had my check-ins, and I had a budget, a credit card
Okay.
budget, and I
Okay.
think I think I went over like a couple of hundreds
Hmm.
dollars, but it was okay because I knew the sacrifices I made to be able to spend the money that I was able to spend.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that so much. Like convention culture is a very big part of gaming. Like
Hmm.
you can get immersed in gaming obviously just by like doing it, but the convention side is completely different and a completely different beast, and it requires like different etiquette, you know, versus like a midnight. Like if you're like, "Oh, I'm going to GameStop for
Yeah,
like a
I'll
midnight
put on.
release." Like
They don't do that no more. But when
yeah,
it was,
exactly. RIP. That's what I was getting ready to be like, you know, RIP.
RP, when it was all you had the excitement. You had the thing about those midnight releases is and conventions is that your love for video games is not just you on your dolo. It's people just like you loving the same thing. So for my example, I think the last midnight launch I went to was Grand Theft Auto 5. That was it. There was people in the
Mm.
line, and like, again, I was one of the few females that was there by herself for her own copy, and but just to have the camaraderie of people just enjoying gaming, it's it's like priceless. And it goes also with conventions, because if I'm sacrificing to spend money on a convention. I know these people are doing their own form of sacrifices to be here too. So
Yeah.
we don't want to be like beefing or, you know, bring any negative vibes, knowing how hard we work to get to these conventions, you know?
Exactly. You're like, after all I did to get here, you're not ruining it. Like,
Oh, I will hey, if there's some people like that, look, I will exit stage left
hmm
anyway. So I can't. I done overcame my fear of flights to go to these conventions.
hmm
I'm going to cities by myself at these
hmm
conventions. I ain't trying to have no negative vibes by me.
So, how did you take the plunge into gaming? How did that happen?
I always was I always was a gamer. Um I just couldn't afford it when I was younger. But I
hmm
always had a passion for gaming. So I used to go to the arcades in the neighborhoods or by the movie theater, have $5 worth of quarters and play in the arcades. And you know, there was a rough path in my life that I just stopped playing games and just did some other stuff. And then as I grew up and been more stable with myself in my own personal life, I had two jobs and I had like two income tax checks, and one of those checks was going to be for a gaming system. And I asked folks, you know, people around me, what should I get, you know? And one of my homegirls, shout out to Twister, she said get an Xbox just like me. So that's how I really like that's really cemented everything, because I was in a better position in my life to be able to acquire those items. So I started playing Xbox and, you know, playing Call of Duty and exploring my gaming horizon and figuring out what I like and what I don't like. And a few years, like 7 years ago, I I'm still playing video games. I got a job, you know, I had a partner at the time, and I was looking for women that look like me, you know, in the gaming space, like let's plays, podcasts, you know, stuff of that nature. And I had like in 2016, 2015, I ain't seen none of that. I think I seen one, and that was Rima the Beast. Shout out to her. She's a streamer on Twitch. That's the first one I seen, and I was like, ooh, she plays the same games as me. I can do what she do, because she was doing it. She was she was shooting up in Call of Duty, and it gave me the little push of saying maybe I could do this. So I just started. As far as like streaming is concerned, I did not have any money to start streaming. I had an old TV, an old Android phone, and empty boxes. And what I used to do was I used to prop the boxes up to align to the TV, face the Android phone reverse so the camera would face the TV, and I will start recording from there. And it was rough. It was rough. I don't know how I did it in the beginning, but that's what it was for like the first year.
Girl,
The first year.
that's dedication. That
Ooh, girl,
that
you go.
was nothing's gonna stop me from doing this, and I wholeheartedly feel that. I
Hmm.
did when I started streaming. I did have
Hmm.
the Connect, and if anybody remembers the Connect when it was stream, like
Hmm.
when you had it on to like stream on Twitch,
Hmm.
the camera would go everywhere, and especially
Yeah,
being like dark skin, the
yeah.
camera was like on the ceiling. It was next to
Not.
me. It was just doing whatever it wanted to do. So like I had the Connect, but I definitely feel that of like, oh, you know what? My very first game review, my very first game review, because I am a classically trained journalist. I've always had
Hmm.
like a camcorder and like a handheld recorder. And so what I did was I sat on the couch. I sat on the floor with the couch right behind me, and I
Hmm.
put my camcorder right over my shoulder to record the screen for my
Hmm.
very first game review because I didn't have a capture card or anything like that. And then I never posted it until like last year because I was like embarrassed and like, oh no, you know, because I knew how like the gaming industry kind of was, and I was like, I don't know if I could really handle all of that ridicule, but
Hmm.
it was
I didn't
wild.
even. It was a passion. We just had a little spark in our brain. See,
Yeah.
what can we do? And that's what. And we made a genuine effort. You know, some people would have just dropped it quickly and say, "Oh, I'll wait till I'll get the right equipment."
Yeah.
And but slowly but surely, I was getting my stuff together. So Rima gave me my first headset. Delilah gave me my capture card. You know what I mean? My first
Hmm.
capture card. Um, and the community will give me their old items. They'll give me their old headsets, keyboards, controllers, stuff like that to get me started. Like I said, I work two jobs, and I make sure that every time I got paid, I'll put like $50 for Xbox One, you know, and for with the Connect and everything. And then I finally got it, and then that's when I was officially like stream on Twitch with the Connect. Shout out to the Connect
Hmm.
because it
It
may not
got
have
it
the
got a lot of us started.
yes, a lot of us and the Xbox Game Lab Studios. If you don't know, they used to have an app on Xbox that you can like record clips and put them together and make a video. I don't know why they don't got it no more, but they need to bring that back.
I've never seen that. That's news to me. I have never seen
Yes,
that.
it well, it was popping in the Xbox One version, but say for example, if I wanted to do a 5 minute review on a game, I would get like I'll make 5 clips at a minute a piece. Then I'll use the Xbox Lab Studio and put them together. You can add background, you can do voiceover and like basic editing stuff, and then it will upload it to YouTube. Oh my.
Oh wow. My the closest I got to any type of editing with Xbox is it putting my videos on YouTube like 10 minutes at a time because I used to stream for
Yeah.
like 4 hours. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Otherwise, I definitely would have been in there like swimwear. Like that's cool. Yeah, they should
Yeah.
still have that.
They they should. I swear they should. But I guess they didn't keep up with it. So because
Okay.
right now if I go to the app, it's not gonna pop up. So I don't it's not I'll be like, bring it back. You know how good that could be right now in 2024, how convenient that was.
Yeah.
People didn't take advantage of it. That's why it ain't here now.
But this has been a reoccurring theme on a lot of the episodes. Sometimes Xbox doesn't stay with things that are really good because it didn't work in the time frame they wanted to work. And I would have liked to see a bit more dedication from them and PlayStation as well. Like I feel like there's a lot of good things about like the camera, and I know they have like a PS5 camera now. So while they kept some of their things, they have
Hmm.
slightly like upgraded them.
I
But
think I think some features both on the Xbox and PlayStation side back then were just a little bit ahead of their time and
yeah,
people really didn't appreciate it.
yeah,
And that sucks.
I agree. And I feel like they should just bring it back. Like it's so convenient, you know what I mean? And I feel like the difference now and like then when they had these really cool features is everything was just getting started, right? And like now there's like 3 devices that could do one thing and like 12 other things. So they're kind of like, "Oh, well we don't need it." But people like us like the convenience of kind of just using one machine to do one thing. I think, and especially like new streamers and stuff like that, they would
Mm-hmm.
appreciate it because it's always like, what capture card do I need? What computer do I need? I need 2 monitors. I need a micro keyboard. I need, like or a macro. I need a macro keyboard. I need this. I need that. And like, I think
Exactly.
that's something that would always benefit like anybody, especially people who are like solely Xbox streamers.
Mm-hmm.
It would be really nice.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would.
Every time I listen to grown women gaming, I can't help but hear it. And even now, I don't know if you know that you do it, but I can't help but hear like the enjoyment of Xbox. I know we don't participate in console wars. I think that's like one of the no-nos on like gaming for the culture, but and it
Yeah.
and it makes sense, right? If it was like your first like gaming console, like the love is going to
Like
be
my
there.
first grown person that I spent my money on console, not the
Yeah.
first console period. And for the record, we have everything.
Yeah.
All the ladies have everything.
I know,
When I'm
but you and Boogie are always like the Xbox. I'm like, my goodness.
I think for Xbox, I think we're just a little bit biased because that's
Yeah.
our preferred console. So of course we're gonna add, a little bit of sugar to some shit sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's anybody's personal preference.
That's true because mine, my like first adult paid for with my own money is a PS3.
Yeah,
So like I like PlayStation, you know? And you're right, like we just all end up having it cuz everything has its perks, right? Like
yeah.
every machine has its perks. We could do different things and play different games. So
Hmm.
but I hear it. I don't judge you guys obviously cuz you like what you like.
I know people. I know some people not gonna rock with us because they see that we're more Xbox focused. Because
Mm-hmm.
I guess because we all have Xboxes and that's our primary console. But we also do discuss other aspects of games like PC, Nintendo,
Mm-hmm.
and PlayStation. And look, I'm staring at my PlayStation 5 like, can I get a sale so I can play some games?
Yeah.
So, but all in all, it's just that our chemistry is really amazing, and it takes dedication and discipline and love from all of us because you can tell when you watch a show and you see a panel if the chemistry is there. Are they really legit? Are they just there
Yeah.
for the show, or are they there for each other? I feel that Grown Women Gaming, the panels, me and the ladies, we are here for each other. When we are not doing the show, we are talking to each other every day. And it don't have to be gaming. It's just regular real life stuff. And I think that's crucial if you're trying to be in a gaming space, and especially if you're collaborating with other people. Cuz it's okay to do it by if you're by yourself, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But if you doing it as a collective with other people, you have to appreciate them. You have to learn from them. You have to love them. You have to invest in them. And I'm not going to sit here and say that it's all peachy keen every time because it's human nature that we disagree on
I feel like
things.
if y'all real friends, there are going to be disagreements, and that
Oh, of
is going to
course,
be
of
like, I
course.
don't like that, and somebody has
Oh,
to
trust me.
apologize. Like that's what
Yes.
that is.
Look, I had to learn that if you really love someone, you just admit your accountability and apologize for your actions.
Yeah.
And don't spill the drama on social. And that's just one thing I
Mm-hmm.
tell to the ladies. I say, look, if you got beef with me or anything I do towards reflecting GWG, please send me an email, send me a message, call me. I tell everybody, you know, if they have some, doesn't necessarily have to be GWG, but mostly
Yeah.
everybody. I'd be like, look, if you got beef with me, if you heard something about me and you don't like what I do, please send me a message. If you know me that well, send me a text message or call me. Let's handle this like adults. I don't want to see no drama
Yeah.
on the feed, and especially when it comes to GWG. I told them, look, if you got beef with me, just call me. Just let me know. We'll talk about it. But I don't want to see it there because I don't want them to think, oh, it's really bad over there. I'm like, no, we just going through normal things that everybody goes through when you have relationship with people. Not necessarily a romantic relationship, but just relationships
In
in
general, two
general.
human experiences coexisting alongside each
Mm-hmm.
other, there's
Mm-hmm.
going to be friction and connection. And I think that's absolutely normal. And I love and I hate that you have to say if you have something for anybody, right? Obviously not with your girls, like y'all talk
Yeah.
and you just like, hey, this is my personality. But as people who exist, I really hate that we have to have this conversation of like, hey, if you have a problem with me, like just message me. Because like, why is that not the given? And I had someone completely just like try to put my business on the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't know what she was talking about. And then when I messaged her, then it was like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Someone just said something to me and I just wanted to address it in public. Who are you, the president? What do
She
you
was trying to get
mean?
that. She was trying to get that clout. She was trying to get that clout because she thought she heard something from somebody about you, and she didn't like it, so she put it on the TL. So when you checked her on it, it's oh my bad. And this is the thing. I'm not when it comes to this digital space. When it comes to gaming and content creation, I will be civil. I will be respectful, and we can have a common ground. But what I won't do is kiss ass for opportunities, brown nose, that type of stuff, because then that means I'm not giving you my genuine self. And that's what
Right.
a lot of people do right now, as of late, that they just want to be next to the popular person and be next to the person that's more connected than others, but don't want to actually put in the work,
Right.
to stream, to be on a podcast, to get to know your crew, to go to conventions. Oh, but so and so, I'm gonna get in where I fit in. Look, I ain't gonna hate the player. I ain't gonna hate your game or anything like that.
Right.
But that just let me know you want to
Who
take
you
the
are.
easier route
Yeah.
to where you want to be, which is okay for some people. But I just don't think that lasts long.
And I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're saying that like you have to have this grueling path. Like if you know what I mean? Like if you kind of get somewhere and it's, maybe not everybody else's way, like we're not like, oh, you're a nepo baby. Like we're not saying
Hmm.
that you have like a bunch of nepotism because a lot of people got where they are. Forgive me, I can't remember her name. Oh my gosh, and now I just forgot his name. But the person who does Reading Rainbow, his daughter was a like esports caster for like a long time.
Hmm.
And like I wasn't tripping about that. You know what I mean? It's we had a really cool journalist on here and I asked him what was his like favorite Haitian proverb. And he was like, you can't like go like move forward or move up and look back and shun the people who like helped you get there.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. Like, if you get somewhere and you get there off the backs of other people, did you step on them or did they give it to you? I think that
Hmm.
that's always that makes the difference.
I honestly agree, but I think for me, as far as Lady Infamous and Grown Women Gaming, the majority of the opportunities that I got, I had to show and prove. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
oh, here,
Yeah.
one, before they even present me with the opportunity, they're gonna look at me. They're
Yeah.
gonna look at my content. They're gonna look at Grown Women Gaming content, and they're gonna make a determination if they want to give me the opportunity. And I appreciate every opportunity that me and the ladies got, because that let us know that what we're doing is a good thing. It may not have, it may not be as popular as other podcasts. It may not be as messy and console warring type as other podcasts, but when we get those emails, we appreciate that.
Mhm.
Especially, I think the most recent shout outs to Latinos in Gaming. We collaborated with them a few times with Twitch and having roundtables discussion about the Afro Latina community on Hispanic Heritage Month. And we recently got we were special guests at PAX West in Seattle. So we had our own room. We had like an hour and a half, and they said, "Do what you want to do with it." So it was our first
Mm.
community meetup,
Mhm.
and we ordered T-shirts. We went into the business budget and we got I think we got Starfield. We gave out Starfield, some Game Pass. I think a controller. We ordered 100 T-shirts with our logo and a QR code on the side. We were going to panels. And for me, I'm the most emotional one out the group. So when I saw
Oh.
the banner
Yeah.
with our name on it, like we our meetup was on Sunday, so we went there Saturday to scope out the area. No, I'm sorry. The meetup was on Saturday, and we went Friday just to scope out the area to see what was the layout. And I saw our name on the banner, and I just was crying because
It's a big thing.
I know some of the girls was like, "Girl, stop crying. We are in
No,
Vegas."
I'm telling you to cry. It's a big thing.
Hmm.
It's a big thing, girl.
But I mean, they probably felt the same way, but they're not. They probably hold back the tears. You know what I'm saying? But not me.
Not
I had,
me.
but not me, because an idea became this. You know what I mean? Excuse me.
Mhm.
So we did our community spaces, and if they didn't see us for our potential, we will never get the opportunities. And that's for everybody. Just work hard, be yourself, and they will see it, and the opportunities will come to you. Um, and I appreciate everybody, because especially at the time, I'm gonna be quite frank. Especially at the time before I got my teeth fixed. At one time, I had to, like, my grill was fucked up. My grill was so
Hmm.
fucked up, and I'm being real transparent with you guys. And I had to continue to do this with my grill fucked up, and I was so self conscious. And at at some point, people were like, "Don't listen to her. She can't even fix her shit," type of stuff. And it really bothered me as an individual, because
Oh
it lets
wow.
me know, like, I'm not good enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I'm doing a podcast with my camera on. I'm avoiding, showing my teeth so much. I don't want to embarrass the girls, and
Hmm.
the girls were like, "We don't care. We love you anyway." You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
as
We love
is.
the real the. A lot of folks really didn't stop talking to me after that, but the real ones was like, eventually you'll get it fixed. We still love you anyway."
Yeah, if you want it fixed, then we want it fixed for you. But if you don't,
Yeah.
we love you.
Yeah. So I had to, like, muster up the confidence to do it with a straight face, talking about gaming, meeting people. And when I was able to, it was like, "Oh, look at her." More people started to come back and talk to me and have a conversation with me. And I'm like, "But where were you
Oh
when,
wow.
when they were putting memes up on Twitter?
Oh my
Where were
gosh. I just
you?"
want to let you know I never saw those.
I know, no, because I I seen them because they brought it to me,
Mm-hmm.
and people. I wish you would have seen it, because they will let you know how quick,
Not
how
I wish I would
powerful
have
the,
seen. Yeah, yeah,
because they'll show you the power of the transformation that I have become. I am
yeah.
not that person. So when the girl got her little coin right, got her stuff fixed, more people was like, "Oh, look at her! Oh, look at this! Oh, let me talk to you." And I'm like, after that, I closed my circle, because I knew at the end of the day, it's always about who you rub shoulders with, and I know how that gets to people,
Yeah.
and I've seen it in real time, how the loyalty changes because of another person's opportunities. You know what I mean? I may not be
Yeah.
the person to give you an opportunity, but I'm down with you. If I'm down with you, I'm down with you. And there was opportunities, there were times that, I was down with people, and I was down with some things, but they wasn't, that I didn't get reciprocated, that
Yeah.
love or that energy, and I can't continue to be showing love to a brick wall.
Yeah.
So I just focused my love somewhere else. I focused my support on the people that actually focus with me. And during that time, you might lose people. You might not talk to people no more. It might be people that you thought you was gonna be down with forever, and they act like they don't even know you if you're in a room with.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have to appreciate the people that are around you. And like I said, I try to tell my girls every once in a while that I love them. We tell each other we love each other every week, but I just want to let them know, as, like, from a professional business podcast standpoint, that I appreciate their contribution, that I love them for that I love their ideas. You know what I mean? The things that they showed me taught me to be a better woman than I was before. And that right there, you no money is there's no price on that.
That's huge. That's huge. And I am with showing appreciation and who we talking about being vulnerable. I could I could share a thing or two. So it's not something that I speak on a lot, but I have said it a couple of times. And I am dealing with a disability that I've been dealing with since I was like 16,
Mm-hmm.
and it's an autoimmune disease called rheumatoid arthritis. And so like it can like mess up your hands, like your joints and things like that. And so since I've been doing like a lot of gaming peripheral tutorials, I get insecure about my hand because like I have like a funky finger just because I was playing basketball one day and I jammed it and now it's like permanently jammed and like swollen. So I
Mm-hmm.
get like uncomfortable, like when I'm like on camera, I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hands. And like if I'm demoing a mouse, I'm like, I really need like a left hand mouse because I'm about to lose it. And so I definitely feel you just about like being insecure. And I know it's not like as prominent potentially as like, your teeth because you're going to speak and everyone's going to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like I said, I did see it and you're gorgeous, like,
Oh,
regardless
I
of
made sure. I
whatever,
made sure.
you
I
know?
made sure that I was looking on. I was like, even if my teeth fucked up, everything gonna be everything else gonna be.
Period. You control what you
Period.
can. I
Yeah, you
really do
control what you
love that
can.
mindset. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
do love the fact that you have a group. I think everybody needs a group. And this is like more vulnerability, which I feel like I'm just now starting to get like my group. Like I have best friends and then they're not really into gaming. So like I
Mm-hmm.
haven't found like my group of people to create content with. And I like
Mm-hmm.
really, really want to do that because like we were talking about earlier of me being like, "Ugh, I'm in the space but I'm not really like in the space and like
Look, you're always gonna be in the space. I don't care if you used to do it a lot and you don't do it now. When someone looks up your name on Google, they gonna know the accolades and work that you put in this space.
period.
Okay.
Yeah,
Period.
that's very true. I do
Yes, it
love
is.
that
Yes,
though,
it is.
for
Don't
you
you like?
guys.
Don't you like hit your name up on Google like every once in a while just to see what pops up? You know?
Yeah, I actually have a Google alert just in case somebody like writes about me or cites me, and so it does. I do
Oh,
get them like weekly or something, like weekly to
okay.
monthly. So
I check every once in. I mean,
yeah,
I said one day let me just check. So I'm like,
yeah,
oh, there's the stuff I did like all those years ago. So just appreciate. We all go through things. I'm telling you, it ain't just me. It ain't just you. It's just everybody going through their own personal like tests, personal struggles, and some people they'll keep quiet and
hmm,
continue to do their thing. Some people will be open with their issues and tests and personal fights with them themselves and show their vulnerability. I think as far with Black women, gamers, podcasters, journalists, developers, we all have shown a little bit of vulnerability in the space that we're not getting enough respect for. And for everybody says that it's better for the Black community in the gaming space, but it's
yeah,
still bad.
yeah.
It's still bad.
Very much so. The same struggles that any industry is having, the gaming
Mm-hmm.
industry is going to have. Like, no, like, that's a no brainer. And I think it is hard to be like vulnerable because when I first started to get into the gaming industry, I kind of saw people getting clout off complaining, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not like that. And I didn't want that, and I don't want that. And so, like, I haven't shared this on Twitter, so this is breaking news. Something I've only shared like on my Facebook and like Discord, but I'm going through a divorce right now. Like, and I wanted to share to be like, hey, like I know somebody else is probably going through this, and so that's why I wanted to share. But like I just still haven't shared it because like I really just don't know how to put it out there and then like keep moving because I don't want to make it my personality. I just kind of want to be one of those people that breaks the ice of like, hey, like, oh, I'm going through divorce too, or like, oh, like maybe I should also not be with someone who's like not nice to me. Just like
Um,
sparking
I
that.
completely um I understand where I'm not. I never been married. I ain't never. I've been like my last relationship been like over 5 years ago. When everybody has their tipping point, their breaking point,
Yeah.
and for me in my personal case, I did not see my partner as trying to excel the way I was because even though I was trying to do video game related content and things of that nature, I was also working. I'm also This is the beginning of my coffee career, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
working, I'm paying bills, I'm taking care of my man, and I'm gaming, and it wasn't reciprocated in that way, and we both fucked up. I did. I cheated. He was physical. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I knew I had to leave. And it's sometimes at the end of the day, it's just better to leave. And I think most people, this is might be a hot take. I just think like most people that are married or been with people for a long time and they're not elevating, they're just kind of stuck and they're not, they're not, they don't have the confidence to leave yet or they're comfortable where they
Yeah.
are. And I can understand that. But like I would rather be alone and trust me, loneliness is gonna get you, girl. It's gonna be there for a minute. But it's the time I had to rediscover myself. I had to rediscover who I was without my partner. And dating in this industry is, I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Girl, you
I
didn't
can't
see
do
my
it.
face. I was like in the industry, like in the industry. I don't know if I could
Okay,
do that. I don't know. I
I
really don't know.
I kind of dig a few people because they were either gamers, things of that nature. The common ground was gaming. Um, but it's just as it's not as it's just as tough, even maybe a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Because if that person's known, then you got to go with their personality, with your personality, and there has to be sacrifices on both ends, just like any other relationship. I just realized that dating in the industry, quote unquote, people are more receptive for who Lady Infamous is, but they really don't care who Maria is. And I want someone
Facts.
who
Facts.
knows who wants to get to know Maria, not Lady Infamous. Look, let me tell you, if I could just use, they'd be like, "Oh my God, you Lady Infamous!" Ah, that's not. I swear, I want someone to get to know Maria. Lady
Yeah.
Infamous will always be there.
Yeah.
She will be in a cut, just chilling. You know who she is, but you need to know who Maria is. Because yes, part of Maria is Lady Infamous, but there's things that people don't know about Lady Infamous because that's where Maria at. I hope that don't
Mhm.
sound crazy, but
No, that doesn't. Maria, Maria. No,
I'm gonna let
that.
you slide. I don't like that song, but I'm gonna let you slide. I'm gonna let you slide.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna
Now
let
I
you
know.
slide. I'm gonna
Now
let
I
you
know.
slide.
We won't do that no more. We won't
My
do it
ex
no more.
boyfriend, my ex boyfriend used to do that shit. I was like, oh my God, don't do
Oh
that.
my gosh. That
That's
makes
okay. You
perfect
good?
sense. It makes perfect sense, right?
That's fine. That's
Because
fine.
Lady
Yeah,
Infamous stops where Maria begins, and Maria stops where Lady Infamous begins, because that's why you're not like, oh my gosh, like this is all of my personal stuff, because Maria is personal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maria is very personal, and Maria, a lot of people say Maria and ladies the same thing, but Maria won't tell you the personal struggles that I go through every day outside of gaming. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Sometimes I used to do. I did vlogs and I used to tell people like my personal stuff, but I try to scale that back
Yeah.
because I told myself like I had to scale back on the vlogs because I'm like I can't give them my gaming life and my personal life.
Exactly. It's too much. You'll just
Yeah, it's
you're
too
now
much.
you're a public figure. Like, don't nobody want to do
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I don't. And I will do it from. I used to do it every week. I do it maybe every couple of months now, but I still
Yeah.
stream like 2 or 3 days out the week. But as far as like, unless I'm going somewhere, like I'm thinking about going to Alcatraz because
Okay.
Alcatraz is Rebirth Island in Call of Duty, and also the zombie map Mob of the Dead. You know what I mean? And it's my city. So I was thinking like maybe that'll be my next vlog. You know what I'm saying? Doing something exciting like that. But on some day-to-day stuff, I really don't want to divulge with that unless somebody that's personal within my life.
I agree with you. I know the hip kids don't use Facebook anymore, but I had so many friends on Facebook, like so many friends of just like people, you like met once, crossed paths with. And then when all of this stuff started happening to me, where I did kind of want to talk more about it, but kind of like hide it behind, like my
Hmm.
Facebook, I literally went down to like maybe like 150 friends, like at that. And
Hmm.
these are people that I've known for like years and things like that. So then I, not making it like my personal diary, but just being like, today sucks, because they're gonna be like, oh, like, how are you and your husband, and I'm gonna be like, sorry to this man, I don't know
Uh, yeah, I
so
got
it's
you. I
like
got you.
I would post so much and be like, my man, my man, my man, and now it's like, well, no man, no man, no man, and like, which is like fully okay, but
Yeah.
also, I wasn't posting on Twitter. Like, I remember so vividly because I feel like it was like a little check-in post where I had posted. I was in like a ghost town and I took a picture in front of like this little fire station, and you're like, okay, vacation mode. And I was like, oh my gosh, I really ain't really been on here. Like, I just remember you saying that. I was like, okay, I have not been on Twitter and I haven't been on Instagram. And right now I post every day on Instagram trying to get y'all back, not like y'all, but get myself back up to speed for like not posting for
Yeah.
2 3 years now. Like, I'm I'm really working on it, but you do want to separate it, and I think I needed that break too, to separate Janae, like, Janae, journalist Janae, and Janae who, like, lives like has a personal life, and I may take
Hmm.
pictures of the places I go, but I'm
You're
not
not gonna see
making
me live
these.
streaming every day about
Yeah,
shit I do. It's not gonna happen. I mean,
no,
if
and
you know me
I
long
don't.
enough, you know where I'm gonna be at mostly. You
Yeah, I'm
know.
gonna send a text message like and be like,
Hmm.
"Hey y'all, I'm going here." I literally have a group message of like all of my friends to update them at the same time. Like, mostly my girlfriends. I'm like, "Hey y'all, this is where I'm gonna be at." So, like, if you're
Hmm.
looking for me, that's fine. I may be available. Like, I may not, and it's nice that way, because then I'm not looking for like that validation and that care. Especially, I didn't want to fall into that trap. I didn't even know if I could or would, but like going through the divorce, I didn't want to fall into that trap of like online validation or like being in my echo chamber or
Hmm.
like something like
Yeah.
that. So I was like, I'm gonna sit with it and see how I feel, because like this is about me. It's not about nobody else. So,
Mm-mm. It's been times that I wanted to say what I wanted to
oh
feel on
yeah,
Twitter, and
oh
then I had
yeah,
to sit back
oh
and I had to be like,
yeah.
let me delete that.
I
So
agree.
many
That
times.
that's another side of it too, right? Just being like, and this, and y'all not gonna believe, and like, it's like, okay, if I'm not posting like the heartfelt, like sentimental stuff, I'm not gonna rage post either. Like, I think
Yeah.
that makes sense to not do.
I am a victim of, I can no, I'm not gonna say a victim. I fell into the trap sometime. It was just something on the TL that just made me just snap and step back.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I think
But I
social
don't think
media is
everything,
very emotional.
it's not real. It ain't emotional. It's fake. Since look, I'm telling you, look,
I think it's
I
emotional though. If it's fake, people are invoking emotion so they can sit in their echo chamber or cause a ruckus.
I think when I first got on Twitter, I wanted to expand my knowledge of people that's in the space of gaming and getting to know more people that like what I like. I think after Twitter Blue, before Twitter Blue, it was great.
Yeah.
You could network, you can send, you can do collaborations. People had sins, stuff like that. After Twitter Blue, it was like, let me find the most ridiculous thing to say so I can make money.
That's facts. That's big facts. You're right. I do remember it being like a place of coming together, and not
Yeah,
like how TikTok is right now. That's like, if your name is Cynthia and you have blonde hair and you know what I mean? Like, you live with the Angelica Pickles. Let me tell
yeah,
you what I heard her say at the Home Depot. It was like, hey, you guys, I'm really trying to do this like cool thing, and they're like, oh, I know this person who's probably interested in doing this, or like, hey, you guys, like, I'm looking for my next role. Even more helpful than LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has turned into like this spammy weird place.
yeah.
I feel like Twitter was the land of possibility. And
It ain't
then,
now. It ain't now.
no, it's
So, but it's
nothing.
okay. It's okay. I still call it my side piece. It's always gonna be my side piece. But we gonna let it. We gonna call a spade a spade. It wasn't like right now. It's not as many. There's more people in the space and less opportunity. So it's like a crab in a bucket type of situation. And I'm too old for that. I'm
Hmm.
too old for that. I have like as far as monetary value, like to be 100% real with you, Lady Infamous ain't making no money on her
Hello?
gaming.
Hello? Hello? Like,
Lady
tell
Infamous,
the truth and shame the devil.
I'm telling you, I think I try to raise money to go to PAX West and I only got $14 compared
Exactly.
to what I raised for like my second E3. I think I raised like maybe $400. So I have my I I'm not, trust me, I am not here to like
Yeah.
make money. You know what I mean? And as far as like GWG in a sense, we don't touch it. We don't make enough to be like, oh, let's just do what we gotta do and blow out. We just we go through we do our separate thing. It's the money is there from our merch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not money hungry at all. We let the money stack. And I think that's another thing. If you're gonna make money in this space, you gotta let and you know you're not making the money that you want to make, you can't be spending the money that you make. You gotta let it stack.
Yeah.
You have to let it stack. But Lady Infamous, I ain't made money in 2 years. Like enough money for me to like put it on my taxes type of money.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Maybe it's just my audience changed, or maybe people pockets are not like it used to be,
Yeah.
which I completely understand that.
I
I
feel
can
like as a
understand that.
streamer, do you feel it's hard to base your income on other people donations? Like,
I don't. I surely don't. And I did that in the beginning.
yeah.
I did that in the beginning because I knew that I wanted to be in this space. Excuse me. But I also knew that there's a possibility that I may not have, I can make money, but it's a possibility that I won't make enough money to stop working. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
That's
Um,
okay. Take your time.
sorry. So in the back of my mind, I knew it was a possibility that I'm not gonna quit my job, but I wanted to continue to do this.
Yeah.
So what I earned, I appreciate the money that I earned. It helped me get,
Absolutely.
it helped me in ways. I know one time I was broke as fuck, and the Twitch check came in, and I went grocery shopping. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Love
Or
that.
I went to go wash my clothes. Stuff that was the stuff that I used the money for. You know what I'm saying? But I knew I couldn't make enough. I wasn't like Mr. Beast, or I wasn't Kai.
Yeah.
I wasn't one of the big streamers that making that money to stop streaming and streaming all day, every day. So,
I feel
but
that.
yeah, but that's where the real challenge is, as far as being a content creator, as far as being a streamer, a gamer, a podcaster. What you gonna do when the money ain't hit no more, or what you gonna
Yeah.
do
That can't be
if
your business model. Like, streaming is
no
a means to an end. It's not the end. It's,
no
yeah.
I would rather have I would have it's what is it good I would rather have 100 people watch me than actually get $100 at this point, because that's
It's
what's
so much
more
more
important to me.
entertaining.
Yeah, I don't want nobody to
Yeah.
come here and just shoot me $100 and leave, because
Yeah.
I'll be like, damn, that's it.
Right. Because I could have did this off screen. I could have sent you a voice note.
I could have, okay. I want people, as far as my personal content, I want people to sit there and enjoy and laugh. And if they want to do what they got to do, if they want to tip me, that's fine. If not, them being there, them sharing it out,
Yeah. Free
that is
the free like
the
giving.
free shit is what's
Mhm.
important.
It
I would
feels
rather,
real good to be like, "Oh wow, you like thought of me and you shared it." Like you saw you be like, "Man, I know somebody who's going to like it." I
yeah.
feel like for a long time I would deal with people where I'd be like, "Hey, can you share it?" And they'd be like, "That's not really like my friend audience." And then I was like, "So then why are we like following each other?" Like if I gave social media advice to anybody, it's don't let your friends follow you if they're not in the same space and if they're not interested in your content, because now you're
Mm-hmm.
getting low views. Like
And
maybe
dead
you
weight.
only
And
have
dead
10
weight.
followers, but like 9 of them come through and like that's 90% versus having 100,000 and you only have
Mm-hmm.
like 10 people who consistently come through. Like I don't want to be on somebody's follow list for whatever it is, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, just because they don't want to miss something when I do something that, you know what I mean? Like when somebody references me, then they can like easily go back and find me. I want them to be like, hey, like when are we gonna see this? Or like, hey, I'm really looking forward to
Yeah.
this. Like those are the
Yeah.
people that are
Yeah.
valuable.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. All I got advice from someone, and they told me all you need is 1,000 people, 1,000 people that is down with you. That it'll be a significant boost to anything that you do. You know.
Hmm.
Um, do I have 1,000 people? I think I got. I think I got more people secretly enjoying me
Hmm. The
people
lurkers.
versus people actively promoting and supporting on the free side. We're not talking about monetary value. We're talking about point, click, share, comment,
Hmm.
all that stuff. I think the majority of my personal audience really enjoy what I do and really enjoy what I say and really love my spunk, my spunk, my open mindedness, my realness, but they are too afraid to actively engage or actively support based on, like, the social of their social media presence. I can say that for a fact. I think there's more people that enjoy me secretly, I think more people enjoy me as a person and a content creator secretly than the haters that talk about me all the time.
Hmm. Do you think you're controversial and that's why?
A little bit. A little
Oh,
bit.
I don't think
A
you
little
are.
bit.
But,
Well, okay.
okay.
I do
Yeah.
I my extracurricular activities probably caused me to get hurt in some opportunities here and there. And then when I mean by extracurricular activities, it's my consumption with cannabis. You know what I'm saying? And I never, cannabis is helping me out mentally. I would rather use cannabis than,
It's not
antidepressants from
crack.
pharmaceutical.
And somebody
And
is doing
that's
crack
what
and
they
still
saying.
getting
Yeah,
paid
that's what I'm
though. Like
saying.
so, I'm somebody's using like crack cocaine and still getting their ducats. So
Okay, look. We not look. Let me tell you. You cannot talk about Lady Infamous smoking weed when you got out here people smoking crack, meth, and
fentanyl.
cocaine.
Yeah,
Oh my
no,
god, I'm
no.
telling you, that's a whole nother conversation. But I didn't it's either be fake and tell them that you don't smoke so you can get more opportunities, or be yourself and let these people know that you are 420 friendly, and you're just gonna lose the opportunity that you lose.
And there's content for that too. People be wanting that type of audience, right? So they're like, "Oh, we do need someone who smokes weed to like promote this thing because it's a THC like friendly product, like
And I
cannabis
think
friendly product."
Yeah, and I think when more states get legal, and when
Yeah.
you get more, and I hate to say it, when more big business come in the picture, they're gonna look at the
Yeah.
streamers, and they may not. I'm not me per se, but they're gonna look at.
It could be you, you know?
I wish it was.
It's
I
gonna be
hope it
you.
does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm ready. I'm ready. I mean, back in the days, I wanted to be like endorsed by the cookie company, like the cookie outfits I get,
Yeah.
and their clothing store and a cannabis company, and I wanted to be like, come on. I told them to get like a streamer program. So
Yeah.
I if anybody like is in the cannabis industry, and if you can do a streamer program with someone that's over the age, and then they live in the state, a respectable state that is 420 friendly, they should collaborate with that, because a lot of people consume cannabis in the industry, and you know, there's some content creators, and there's not a lot of us that are 420 friendly, but I appreciate everybody who's like actively, like responsibly, like being cannabis friendly and playing video games as well.
Mhm. Well, I didn't know you was cannabis friendly because I pitch you for everything. Anytime somebody's like, "We need streamers," I got my set and you're in my set. So if anybody ever does that, I'll absolutely bring up your name. That's no problem.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But that's the thing though. You knew who I was and how I presented myself, and you just know that I just, I'm friendly like that. Because that's how you gotta, take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
gotta present. You can't. I learned a long time ago, you can't smoke a joint, put it out, and go to the convention. You can't smoke a
Mm-mm.
blunt, put it
Respectability
out.
politics is a
Yeah,
thing. As much as we
yes,
don't want
it
it to
is.
be,
It
we know
is,
when
man.
to play by the rules. We know when. Like,
It
come
took me
on
my
now.
first one. It took me my first convention to find out, like, you can't be smelling like loud. Your breath can't be kicking
Yeah,
like Jackie Chan.
yeah,
So I had to transition. Vape pens. Make sure mini toothbrushes just in case, to do a quick swab, or Listerine strips. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Those type of things. And I think how I presented myself, I really wanted to be considerate of other people because I'm friendly. They may not be, and they may not be used to the thing that comes with that. So let me be
Mm-hmm.
respectable in their space and not, you know, be loud. And I think a lot of people, even though they knew that, they just said, well, you know what, she cool. She's probably friendly, but you know what? At the end of the day, she streams every day. She got this podcast every week. She's always collaborating with other folks, and she out here playing video games. Let's give her a chance at this opportunity.
Yeah, numbers don't lie, statistics don't lie, analytics don't lie. I know there is more scrutiny when it
Yeah.
comes to black women, black
hmm
streamers, just in general, because there are a lot of problematic people that continuously get those opportunities. And so we know that. So, you're not wrong in how you're doing things and how you're going about things. I think you know exactly how to play the game anytime it comes up.
it's a lot of trial and error, and I think I call us the OGs. Before COVID, we was just the OGs. We knew what we had to do as far as trying to get our name out there. And before COVID, most of the time we had to go to these, events. We had to go to these meetings. We had to go to these conventions because just doing online at that time wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Yeah, you're right.
It
You're
wasn't.
absolutely right. You had to show up. Hi, I'm Janae. Just so
Mm-hmm.
you remember me, you will see me next time. And then be like, hey, it's me, remember? And then, yeah, and then you keep popping up. And it's very elitist in that way because if you can't
Mm-hmm.
get there,
I'm
what
telling you,
happens?
they won't know who you are because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, when I first went to my first GDC Xbox event, it was me and El Boogie, and we got there early. So I'm like, oh man, we here early. And guess who I seen? We seen Aaron Greenberg and Phil Spencer. I called him Killer Phil. He told me not to call him that, and that was the beginning of them knowing them as
Hold
individuals.
on, hold on. We're not gonna just glaze
Oh,
past that.
okay,
Run it
yes.
back and be specific.
Oh, okay. Everybody, this story flows from time to time. Um, I'm green at this moment, you know what I'm saying? So the closest I got to Aaron Greenberg and Phil Spencer was like through tweets or whatever videos they have out for the certain games. So there was an Xbox event in San Francisco. You know, if there's an event and it's gaming related and it's San Francisco, I'm going. So me and El Boogie, we linked up and show around the city, and then we go to this meetup, this event. And we got there a little early, like maybe 30 minutes early. And as soon as we tried to get in to see what was going on, we saw Aaron and we saw Killer Phil, aka Phil Spencer. So I'm green. I don't know how to talk to people yet. I'm in like a giddy girl mode because these are people that work for the company, for the gaming system that I really, really enjoy. So I was geeking and I called him Killer Phil, and he said, respectfully not to, call him that. And I was like, cool. And we just met, had a little small chit chat. And, from then on, every time they had an event, I will try to go there. I will try to meet up with people and talk to them. And then when the fan fest started to kick in, I didn't want to be. I know Phil Spencer and Greenberg and anybody up there on the top spot. I know they booked and busy. I don't want to be the person that just constantly talk to them about video games and being like all groupie mode with them. So I wanted to be just it was quick small talk. I'm not gonna talk about games about that. I'm gonna be like, hey, look at Aaron Greenberg had some good sneakers. He had some Air Force One Dunk Xbox edition. that was only available for the employees. And that's how I sparked up the conversation with him about shoes and sneakers, because I like sneakers as well. And when it came to Phil, it wasn't, I think I met him like 4 times and throughout the years. I always try to be professional. I always had try to have decorum and, present my best self.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate those moments because that's what's teaching me how to approach people and adjust to my environment, especially being the type of person who I am. I couldn't talk how I'm talking to you right now to some executive level up person trying to get my name out there. I have to learn how to, have some decorum, have some, language. It can't be hood all the time, especially up
Unfortunately,
there.
I agree with you. And it's
Yeah.
not a good feeling. Because you just want to be like, what's up? I remember I was at a job fair and they had like food and then they had like tartare, which is just like raw ground beef, right? It's
Hmm.
just like raw meat. And so there's this company that I've applied to so many times and they keep telling me no. And, everyone's waiting in line to talk to the recruiter.
Yeah.
And so I got there and I was like, hey, how are you? And he's like, pretty good. And I'm like, have you gotten the food? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, did you try the tartar? He was like, yeah. And I was like, it's not my favorite, blah, blah, blah. And so, like, I did try to be a bit different and then be like, hey, yeah, so I definitely have like applied and things like that. Because in those spaces, I think people, this was like probably 2019 or something. So like the job market was getting worse, right? It was getting worse. And so, everybody who probably came up to me was like, hire me now, job me now. I'm only talking to you because I need a job. So, like, I understand what you mean of trying to say something else and then be like, okay, well, now, this is a thing like I actually want to talk about. But yeah, sometimes it's hard to talk to people when they don't want to talk to you. And I'm glad
Yeah.
that you didn't get that experience with them. Just like in general, it's very hard because you're like,
Oh,
okay,
well, I'm not saying it never happened. I'm
yeah,
just saying it didn't happen when I was talking to them. They
yeah,
always had a few minutes for me, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that because
yeah,
they don't got to. They can always
yeah.
tell their assistant not to talk to me. They got it like that. I do if I had it like that, and I know somebody was coming to see me and they wasn't having the right decorum. I'll tell my assistant like, look, I can't talk to her.
Not lady turning down herself. That's bogus. That's so bogus.
If I was in that position, because if you're in that position and you see this person multiple times, and they're not they're not presenting themselves well, either chalk it up or not talk to them. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
facts, facts. Yeah, that's
You think I
facts.
want to be around somebody that smell like weed and talk hood
That's
all the damn
facts.
time? No.
Well, latter
Oh well,
part,
let me.
is fine. But the former,
Okay. But there's levels to that though,
yeah,
because there's people that can be 100% hood with no decorum and they can spew out straight garbage.
yeah.
Or you can talk hood and speak facts and speak experiences. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's levels. There's levels. And I just think it's just a balance. It's just a balance. Of just, you know, being myself and also being as professional as I can in a professional setting. If I'm with my crew, if we're out there in Seattle, we gonna go to the karaoke bar. I'm gonna act a fool.
Oh my
I'm
gosh, I
casual.
love a karaoke bar so much.
Oh, we had a karaoke bar night at GWG. It was my idea. It was my
Oh
idea.
my
I was like in
gosh.
Seattle. I rented a karaoke bar for a couple of hours after Friday night, and it was next to this park, and they had this like bicycle run, and it was just naked. It was full of naked people. They was
Oh, it
just
was
riding
the
their
naked
bicycles.
bicycle thing
Yeah,
event. Yeah,
yeah,
I've heard of that.
yeah. They there. They was out there. So it's it's really in the space. It's really life experience in a gaming setting, and I think the the skills that I learned in gaming transcends to other things in my life. I can say.
I agree with that.
Hmm.
Lady, give me a hot take. Tell me, give me something wild. Give me your What did I say earlier? What did you say?
What did I?
Controversial. Give me a straight up lady rant.
Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Okay. Okay. We're giving Lady Infamous a moment of silence so she can
All right,
get her
I
rant
got
together.
you.
Oh, she's ready.
Okay, I need people that are black
Hard
and people
B.
of black and people of color more roses that y'all giving us, because y'all just giving us stems and stones and thorns right now, because there's too many black creators that's not giving enough exposure, because it's a lot of brown nosing and dick sucking in the space, and I really don't like that, especially with these black women content creators. They are busting their ass here to let people know that we are here and we are fighting an uphill battle. So I need you men out there, especially my black men, to give us the respect do that we do for you guys as well. Because I see a lot of dick riding for people that's not even down with us. So um please be careful of who you associate yourself with. And that is my hot take.
I don't think that's controversial at all. I,
I think
I
it when you said rant. You said
well,
rant, so I
well,
said rant.
yeah. I think I agree with you though. I'm right there with you.
I'm not a controversial person. I'm not a controversial person. I just play my video games and I do the best thing on a Saturday. Which, by the way, we are nominated. Oh, today is the last day. The day is the last day for. I'll send you the info. Voting for BIPOC
I
awards for the
voted for you
Chatterbox.
already. I voted for y'all
Ooh,
already.
oh, thank
When you
you.
first dropped it, I was like done
Right.
and done.
Yeah, so the last round is today. So I definitely have to do that later. But
Okay, when y'all win, y'all got to come back
oh,
so I could be like
we
the
oh we
award
gonna win.
winning.
Yeah. So, um, but just give us. I mean, I see too many. I see too many women, too many black women in the space not getting the flower that they deserve. Because we got to compete with everybody else, especially the men, especially the mean girl women. Because there's those type of people there too. It ain't just the men. It's just some hating ass women in the space that won't even allow opportunities with other women as well. But that's not who I'm worried about. If you don't want to collaborate with me on a woman to woman level, I can understand it. I can respect that. There's just me. It must be something about me you not cool with. That's fine. But with these men in the bigger space who has the power to make, smaller, harder, black content creators that are women, uplift, and they choose not to do that, that's a problem. Because if someone I'm not big at all, but if someone comes to me with an opportunity that I can do, I will do my best to do it. You know what I mean? And I have done it before in the past with my
Mhm.
little ass numbers.
Mhm.
So if your number is 10 times more than mine and you not doing it, then what's the problem here? But they don't want to hear me though. All they see is, let's be real. All they see is just, me being friendly, looking cute on camera and playing video games, but they don't when I try to talk to them in this manner, they just don't hear me. And that's cool, because at the end of the day, the real ones will always stay there no matter what. And when the real ones stay, the real ones, if they need me, they got me. I don't care if I could do the best I can with what I got. The real ones will always stick by me, and I will always stick by them at the end of the day.
Period. You're absolutely right. And I'm always
Mm-hmm.
going to agree with you on the numbers thing because you didn't even ask me how many people listen to the podcast. You didn't
No.
even, you were like, yeah, I got time. And you were even like, hey, I know the time difference is a bit funky. Can we do this? Can we do that? You know what I mean? And like,
Mm-hmm.
it could be me and you listening to this episode when it drops. And it's like,
Hey, and you
you
know
know?
what? If it drop, and look, and I ain't got no problem with it, because you know what? Because you cool with me, and you asked me to do this, and I'm like, let me let me be an adult and maybe work around my schedule, and we were cool with that, and that's
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be, and it's not like that.
I agree with
It-
you, and I love
It's
that.
not like that.
I love
I didn't
that.
care. I didn't. I I didn't care about who what. Look, I don't care who's watching. I, if anything, I'm having a conversation with her that we had to sit and catch up with. Y'all just
Period.
in the car.
Y'all
Y'all
just
just in the
here.
car with
You're
me
just a
here.
part of
Y'all just
it. Like
you're
we
just a part of
really
it.
just needed to talk real quick. Real
Yes.
quick. And I was like, let me record it really quickly. Let's make some content out
I
of
don't have a
our
problem with
chit
that.
chat.
But
Yeah.
that's the thing though, because you in there, you've been there for a long time. You did not see me for my imperfections. You saw the potential in me that I at the time didn't even see. So I will ever be forever be grateful for that. And so if somebody gonna let me know, like, look, hey, let's do this thing, I ain't got no problem with it. Let me make some time. And that's what people really don't do at the end of the day. People really care about my follower count or how many people watching my stuff or if there are going to be people there. Am I going to get paid for it and stuff like that? It's this is strictly like on some GP, I know you OG down type of
Mhm.
thing
Mhm.
because it could get messy when it comes to like how many followers you have. Oh, is there a payment involved? Is there a contract involved? All that shit get murky. I'm not with it. I'm not like that.
Yeah.
But and you got it. You got that from me. And that's rare because it been there's plenty of opportunities that come up or or collaborations with people and I see how their mannerisms are and I will decline them real quick, but I wouldn't do that with you at all. We would have made it work. Even if I couldn't make it today, I would have been like, look, let's try to make it work.
You heard it here first, people. Behind Grown Women Gaming, Gaming for the Culture is Lady Infamous's favorite podcast.
Yes.
I
I
appreciate
listen to
it.
other podcasts too. I just know, but if I'm at the ride for one, it's gonna be the one I co-created.
And
Shit.
that's been my favorite thing about being in
Yeah.
the space is that I get to show nepotism to the people that I know and that I've had a conversation with, right? I think that's my favorite part. Anytime something's going on, I think of out of all of the women on Women Gaming, I haven't been able to work with one. I've worked with you, and I have featured you, and I worked with El Boogie, and I got to do that cool thing with El Boogie like a couple years ago, and like that has really been a thing that I love to do. I love to be like, okay, I not not in an arrogant way, but I was
Yeah.
able to put somebody on something because I know they're on their ish, like I
Yeah.
know that they're gonna do it. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part of
Yeah.
the
I ain't gonna lie.
nepotism.
I there were one or two times that I did that just for someone.
Yeah.
I rather not say what I did,
It's a good
but
feeling though. It's a
it's
good
a good.
feeling.
There was an opportunity. It was a paid opportunity for a game that I don't normally play, so I gave it to someone that
Yeah.
I knew that was close to me, and she got paid, which
Hmm.
was cool. Well, that made me feel good. You know what I mean? Um, there was opportunities that hey, they want to do this collaboration with this company, but it doesn't fit with me, but it might fit with you. Once
But
you
that's the
go,
whole point. Because
yeah,
why would you want to inauthenticate yourself by doing something you know doesn't fit you? Like
or
I'm
or
not
record,
big
yeah,
on Call of Duty. And so,
yeah,
when people are like, hey, if you want to grow your stream, work with somebody who has a big following. And it's like, but like, why would I play like Call of Duty and stuff with you guys? And then people come to my channel and was like, oh, Janae, we thought you played. No, that was a one time thing, and
mm-hmm,
now I'm false flagging, right? Like
yeah,
now I'm not being true or authentic.
yeah, and not only that, if the opportunity is not presented, if it doesn't fit you, the person that you're recommending that opportunity is a reflection on you. So
Hmm.
I can't be giving it to nobody that's not on their shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because if they mess it up, it looks bad on me.
exactly. I agree with you.
So, hmm
Anything you want to tell the people? We got all day. I don't. I'll sit here and talk. But is there anything you want to tell the people? If you want to plug yourself again, please do so because I will be including all of your information in Grown Women Gaming links in the description of the podcast.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for, you know, thank you for having me. I really appreciate that. I appreciate that you thought of me for me to even do this. This is one of the better collaborations I have done because I feel I've been the most comfortable in myself, which I do appreciate. I want to shout out to everybody who's watching in the Patreon and anybody else that's on the back end. Y'all make sure to support this woman because she's a real one and she's an OG, and I will vouch for her. You can hit me up on my Twitter, on my Instagram, TikTok, what else? YouTube. Lady Infamous 415. I believe we're gonna probably do a little stream today. If I feel cute, I'm gonna pop that camera on and make sure you watch and support the best thing on a Saturday, Grown Woman Gaming, every Saturday. Shout outs to Delilah, El Boogie, Sharice. I love you, ladies. Because without them, without El Boogie, Delilah, and Sharice, I would not be here talking to you right now. They taught me more than just being a better streamer, entertainer, producer. They also taught me how to be a better person. And without them, I don't know what I would have done or what I would have been. Or my I really love them. They just don't know. And thank you for everybody that stopped by. Yeah.
You can't see it, but I'm smiling like you were personally thanking me because I just think that is so sweet. I love attitude for gratitude. I
Of
love some
course.
appreciation. I think that's wonderful. And thank y'all for sticking with her too. Like
Yeah.
I'm also happy that that is a thing.
Yeah.
And this concludes another episode of Gaming for the Culture. I have been Janae. We have been talking to Lady Infamous 415 if you're trying to go find her. And until next time, y'all, please be safe, game safely, be kind, wash your hands, and if you would like to ask questions during the podcast episode, you have to connect with us on Patreon. So you can ask our guests any type of questions you want, as long as it's not crazy. And if they agree to answer it, then that's pretty cool. But that not only gets you involved, because I want to hear what y'all got to say, that also supports me and the podcast. And on top of all of that, I just get to connect more with the community. So until next time, be safe.